Stoicism, with wisdom from the like of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, teaches us the art of living with intention and mastering self-control. In an era where our lives are cluttered with the technology's clamor and societal demands often drown out inner peace, many of us have inadvertently nurtured habits that detract from the Stoic path, virtue, and self-mastery. These habits can lead us astray, feeling restless and perpetually unsatisfied. But could it be that the secret to lasting contentment and a life of purpose is not in accumulating? What if liberation comes from shedding the very habits that bind us? In this video, we shall uncover the 7 anti-Stoic habits that insidiously undermine our tranquility. These are the habits you might find within yourself, the ones that, if not addressed, can divert you from the serene path of Stoicism. Are you prepared to embark on a transformative journey towards self-awareness and profound change? Let us delve into the habits you ought to cast aside without delay. Number 1. Dwelling on the past and overly worrying about the future time. An ever-flowing and relentless force often finds our minds caught in its currents, either anchored in the past or adrift in worries about the future. Our first anti-Stoic habit: dwelling on the past and overly worrying about the future. Consider the moments spent replaying past scenarios, wishing for different words, actions, or decisions, or the restless nights consumed by anxiety over what the future holds, especially those aspects beyond our control. Such mental patterns can steal away the joy and potential of the present, blurring the beauty and opportunities that exist in the here and now. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, underscores the importance of being present and grounded in the current moment. While reflecting on the past and preparing for the future are natural human tendencies, being overly fixated on them can lead to a life only half-lived. Imagine the freedom in fully embracing each moment unburdened by the shadows of yesterday or the clouds of tomorrow. It's a conscious choice, a daily practice of mindfulness and presence. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, "Remember, it's not enough to be hit or insulted to be harmed. You must believe that you are being harmed." This highlights a crucial aspect of our journey through life. Our perceptions shape our reality. By anchoring ourselves in the present and practicing mindfulness, we can find tranquility amidst life's chaos and truly live, rather than merely exist. Number 2. Living externally focused. Marcus Aurelius once said, "We have power over our mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This brings us to our second point: the pitfall of external living. In an era dominated by social media, where likes, shares, and followers are coveted, it's easy to be ensnared in this trap. Our society bombards us with notions of success, beauty, and life achievements, often through advertisements, influencers, and even the well-intentioned advice of friends and family. These external benchmarks, a luxurious house, the latest gadgets, exotic vacations, are portrayed as symbols of a successful life. But this is a mirage. When we constantly look outward for validation, we enter a relentless cycle of comparison and dissatisfaction. There's always someone with more, doing more, seemingly happier. Unknowingly, we become ensnared by societal expectations, losing touch with our true selves and inner desires. Now, envision a life where external influences don't dictate your self-worth. A life where your identity isn't tied to the latest trends or social media popularity. Stoicism teaches us to find our anchor within. Our virtues, values, and personal growth are the true measures of life. As Carl Jung insightfully put it, "He who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakes." By fostering introspection and anchoring ourselves in our intrinsic values, we can approach the external world with purpose and direction, rather than being lost in its ever-shifting currents. Number 3. Embracing growth over comfort. Seneca, a revered Stoic philosopher, once stated, "Difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body." This profound insight leads us into our third anti-Stoic habit: the tendency to prioritize comfort over growth. Comfort, with its soft embrace and familiar routines, is undeniably appealing. Yet it carries a hidden cost: the cost of unfulfilled potential. Consider a plant confined to a small pot. While the pot provides a sense of security, it also limits the plant's growth. Only when it's transplanted into a larger space can it truly flourish. Similarly, our continuous pursuit of comfort can inadvertently restrict our personal development. By avoiding discomfort, we dodge challenges and, consequently, miss out on vital lessons and experiences that shape our character. Stoicism teaches us to view discomfort not as a hindrance, but as a catalyst for growth. It's in the face of adversity, tackled with courage and resilience, that we evolve into stronger, wiser individuals. The true exhilaration of life, the essence of growth, often resides just beyond the boundaries of our comfort zones. As we navigate life's journey, let's not solely seek the warmth of familiar comforts. Instead, let's courageously step into the unknown, embracing the challenges that come our way. It's in these moments, often uncomfortable and testing, that our true potential is revealed and our stoic journey enriched. Number 4, letting emotions rule you. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control, Epictetus once remarked. This profound insight from a Stoic philosopher introduces our discussion on the 4th anti-Stoic habit, letting emotions rule you. Emotions, while vibrant and compelling, can be like tempestuous seas, overwhelming us with their intensity. This habit challenges us to recognize the danger of being swept away by our feelings, whether it's the fire of anger, the depths of sorrow, or the whirlwind of passion. How often have we regretted actions taken in emotional turmoil, or words spoken in a burst of anger? Emotions, unchecked, can hijack our decisions, leading us down paths of regret. They color our experiences, shaping our connections and our deepest regrets. In a world that sends conflicting messages about emotions, urging us to conceal them one moment and surrender to them the next, we find ourselves in a constant struggle. Stoicism, however, offers a different path. It views discomfort not as an enemy, but as an opportunity for growth, a chance to forge resilience and wisdom. True empowerment lies in recognizing our emotions but not allowing them to control our choices. It involves navigating life's storms with a steady hand, guided by reason and intention. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In mastering our emotions, we paint our life's canvas with vibrant colors, but always with deliberate strokes of intention, balance, and purpose. Number 5, being a victim of circumstance. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body, Seneca once remarked, encapsulating the Stoic approach to life's inevitable challenges. In the intricate journey of life, we invariably encounter adversities, be it the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or unexpected health issues. These moments test our resilience, shaping our life's path. The key lies in our response. Do we become passive victims of circumstance, or proactive navigators? A victim mindset is marked by a sense of helplessness, viewing external events as uncontrollable forces shaping destiny. This often leads to frustration and despair, echoed in sentiments like, "Why me?" or "I can't change my fate." Stoicism, however, offers a different lens. It teaches us to see life's events as inherently neutral, with our judgments assigning them value. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This philosophy emphasizes the role of perception in our experiences. By shedding the victim mentality, we embrace growth and adaptability. We understand that while we can't control every event, our reactions are ours to command. Instead of asking, "Why me?" we ask, "What can I learn?" or "How can I adapt?" This shift transforms obstacles into opportunities. Proactivity also means building resilience and resourcefulness. A resilient person looks for solutions, learns from setbacks, and remains steadfast. This approach doesn't ignore challenges but confronts them constructively. Moreover, moving away from a victim mindset cultivates empathy and compassion. both for ourselves and others. Understanding that everyone faces their unique battles fosters mutual support and understanding. It's important to recognize that abandoning the victim mindset doesn't invalidate genuine emotions like pain or anger. These feelings are real and should be acknowledged. The difference lies in how long we dwell in these emotions and their influence on our life story. In summary, the choice between being a victim of circumstance and a proactive life navigator depends on our perception, mindset, and reactions. Life's challenges are inevitable, but a Stoic perspective equips us to face them with balance, resilience, and purpose. This approach not only fosters personal growth but also inspires others to see challenges as opportunities for advancement. Number 6, overindulgence. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Seneca. This Stoic wisdom is particularly relevant when we consider the modern trap of overindulgence. In today's world of plenty and instant gratification, the temptation to overindulge is omnipresent. Whether it's binge-watching shows or consuming excessive amounts of processed food, overindulgence offers a fleeting escape from discomfort, promising immediate joy. However, this short-lived pleasure comes with a steep price affecting our physical and mental health. Overindulgence signifies a departure from the Stoic virtues of moderation and temperance. Stoicism, which emphasizes virtue and wisdom, advocates for self-control and making decisions based on reason, not fleeting desires. In our distraction-filled world, this principle is a crucial reminder of the importance of balance. The prevalence of overindulgence in our society can be attributed to the constant bombardment of consumerist messages, equating happiness with material or sensory excess. This, combined with our innate desire for immediate pleasure, leads to a dangerous cycle of overconsumption. The consequences are varied. Physical overindulgence can lead to health issues like obesity and addiction, while mental overindulgence, such as excessive media consumption or perfectionism, can cause anxiety, depression, and a skewed self-perception. Often, overindulgence is a coping mechanism to avoid confronting deeper issues or emotions. This avoidance offers only temporary relief, with unresolved problems resurfacing more intensely. Stoicism offers a valuable lens here, promoting introspection and self-awareness to understand the root causes of our desires. It encourages us to question our cravings and align our actions with our values and long-term goals. Seneca's words remind us that true wealth and happiness come from inner contentment and balance, not external abundance. In a world that glorifies excess and instant gratification, Stoicism presents a contrasting narrative of moderation, introspection, and equilibrium. By acknowledging the dangers of overindulgence and fostering temperance, we enhance our well-being and pave the way for a more fulfilling life. Number 7, avoiding responsibility. Each day we are crafting our future selves by the choices we make. We must do so wisely, once remarked Seneca, a Stoic philosopher. This wisdom resonates profoundly when we consider the concept of responsibility, a pivotal aspect in the grand narrative of life. Embracing responsibility for our actions, decisions, and life circumstances is not just a duty, it's a path to self-empowerment. Many, however, fall into the trap of evading responsibility. This evasion, though temporarily comforting, leads to personal stagnation, strained relationships, and a life that falls short of its true potential. In essence, dodging responsibility is self-defeating. It means losing grip on the steering wheel of life, attributing outcomes to external forces, and reducing oneself to a powerless observer in one's life story. This mindset hinders personal growth and breeds resentment, helplessness, and dissatisfaction. Stoicism, a philosophy rich in practical wisdom, teaches us about the true nature of responsibility. Central to Stoicism is the idea of focusing on what we can control, our responses, judgments, and actions, and accepting what we cannot. Epictetus, a Stoic sage, beautifully expressed this. In life, our first job is this: to divide and distinguish things into two categories. Externals I cannot control, but the choices I make with regard to them I do control. Embracing responsibility from a Stoic perspective means acknowledging and utilizing our inherent power, aligning our actions with our values, and accepting the outcomes of our choices with composure and dignity. The avoidance of responsibility often stems from fear of failure, judgment, or exposing our vulnerabilities. Facing responsibility is challenging. It requires confronting our flaws and weaknesses. But it is through this brave acceptance that we find freedom and strength. Shunning responsibility also robs us of the chance to learn and grow. Mistakes, when acknowledged, become valuable lessons that shape our character and resilience. In contrast, a life of denial lacks depth and authenticity. In summary, taking responsibility is both an obligation and a privilege. It signifies a commitment to oneself, an acknowledgement of one's agency, and a reflection of character. While avoiding responsibility may seem appealing in the short term, embracing it leads to a life of purpose, integrity, and true fulfillment. As we conclude today's journey through the 7 anti-Stoic habits that you must remove from your life now, it's important to remember that the path to personal growth and happiness is an ongoing process. Stoicism teaches us the power of self-awareness and resilience. By identifying and working to eliminate these non-Stoic habits, you're taking a significant step towards embracing a more fulfilling life. I encourage you to reflect on these habits and ask yourself, which of these do I see in my own life? How can I start to make changes, however small, to overcome them? Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Your commitment to applying these Stoic principles can transform not just your mindset, but your entire life. The Roman philosopher Seneca once joked that the only common trait of fools is that they are always ready to live. But in reality, they do not do so. That was the story of 20 centuries ago. Over thousands of years, people have always procrastinated just like you are now. They always delay, put off, make excuses, and wish that deadlines would disappear. And just like with you, this causes them anxiety, makes them frustrated with colleagues and family, and worst of all, wastes time. Fortunately, unlike the ancients, we have thousands of years of wisdom to help us avoid the mental traps that cause procrastination. Here are 7 tactics to combat procrastination from ancient times that you can apply in the modern world. Course in order 1, action. Do not let imagination be crushed by life. Keep close to the situation within reach and ask yourself, why can't this be endured? Why can't I endure this? You will find yourself perplexed when trying to answer it. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, 836. With any goal, our imagination often conjures up all the possible faults that could occur, while thinking about potential troubles that may arise later can be useful, such as the Stoics using a method called premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils, to prepare for potential adversities. Imagining the worst scenario can paralyze us with fear. That's why Marcus Aurelius advises us to always remember that life is made up of a series of actions. He says that no author writes a book all at once, but rather sentence by sentence, one after the other. In sports, Alabama University coach Nick Saban teaches his players to ignore the big picture, like important matches, championships, absolute leads over opponents. Instead, focus on doing the smallest things well. He tells them, think about what you need to do in this practice, in this game, at this moment. The process is, let's think about what we can do today, the task at hand. Arc 2, building habits. In many situations, we do not solve our work based on correct assumptions, but we act according to immature habits. Musonius Rufus, Lectures and Fragments, 6.7. Epictetus once said that every habit and capability is confirmed and grows in its corresponding actions, walking by walking and running by running, and so on. Therefore, if you want to do something, create a habit for it. He said if you don't want to do something, create a habit of doing the opposite. For this reason, the Stoics were very fond of habits and daily routines. They believed that in a world where so much is beyond our control, adhering to a daily routine that we can control is a way to establish and remind ourselves of our own strength. Without a regular schedule, procrastination will surely bring chaos, complacency, and confusion. What did I plan to do? What should I wear? What should I eat? What should I do first? Then what? What work should I do? Should I try to solve the problem quickly or slowly? That is torture. Seneca would call it a problem of intention. He wrote, "Life without a plan will be very erratic. As soon as one of the principles is applied, they become necessary." I think you will admit that there is nothing more shameful than hesitant and wavering behavior and a cowardly retreat. It will happen in all our work unless we eliminate the errors, the ones that have captured and restrained our spirit, preventing full drive and effort. Writer Haruki Murakami talks about why he always follows a daily routine. He says, "Repetition itself is important. It's a form of mesmerism. I mesmerize myself to reach a deeper state of mind. Our hesitation fuels procrastination. Routine will eliminate that hesitation because we know what we need to do and when to do it." 3. Using counterforce. Since habits have a powerful influence and we are accustomed to following our impulses to achieve results and avoid external choices, we should create a habit contrary to this. When external factors unsettle you, use the counterforce of your training. Epictetus Discourses 3:12-16. When a dog barks loudly because someone is at the door, yelling is the worst response. To the dog, it's as if you are barking too. When a dog runs away, chasing it is futile. Again, now both you and the dog are running. A better choice in both cases is to command the dog to do something else. Tell it to sit, run in a different direction, break the pattern, disrupt the negative momentum. The same applies to humans. When a bad habit emerges, counter it by committing to do the opposite. Sometimes when you find yourself procrastinating, it's best not to delve deep and fight it. Instead, stand up and take a walk to clear your mind. Try what artist Austin Kleon calls productive procrastination, a mixed mode work style. Like I procrastinate on one project by working on another, sometimes switching between 2 or more projects until all are completed. Oppose previous habits, use the counterforce of training to gain traction and progress, and direct negative momentum towards anything more positive, for receive a small reward at each day. Happiness is something that is achieved bit by bit, but it is not a trivial matter. Seneca wrote many letters to the Roman knight Lucilius. From these letters, we get the sense that Lucilius struggled with many things that we all struggle with: anxiety, distraction, fear, temptation, and self-discipline. It was good that he had a friend like Seneca, someone who cared about him and told him the truth. In those letters, the best advice Seneca gave to his friend was very simple. He said, "Every day you should achieve something that helps you fight against poverty, death, and other misfortunes. Achieve one thing each day, just that." This is how to limit our tendency to procrastinate. Incremental work, consistency, humility, and perseverance are how you can improve. Businesses, books, careers, your body. You build them from small things, day by day. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a filmmaker, entrepreneur, author, former governor, professional bodybuilder, and father of 5 children. He is also a fan of the Stoic school. In a recent video, he offered the best advice for staying strong during this pandemic. The important thing is, as long as you do something every day, one thing each day will accumulate. Just do it bit by bit. You just need to achieve a small victory. And the sooner you start, the better you will feel, and you will truly improve. Number 5. Free yourself from the unnecessary. It is essential to remember that the effort you put into any action must be worthy of the value of that action. By doing so, you will not feel tired or bored, because you are not preoccupied with things that are not worth worrying about. Marcus Aurelius' procrastination can often be a consequence of being overwhelmed. We have so many things to do on our to-do list that we don't even know where to start, so we don't start at all. Seneca liked to use the word differentiation. When we scatter our attention in many different directions, we get nowhere. He compares this to nomads, everywhere means nowhere. The way forward is to focus on what matters most. This is Aurelius's simple secret to progress and happiness. And we should not forget the fact that this advice comes from a busy man always accompanied by duties and responsibilities. If you seek tranquility, he says, do less. And then he clarifies, not nothing at all, but less. Only do what is necessary. He says, this brings exponentially more satisfaction, doing less, but achieving more. Follow this advice today and every day. Much of what we think we must do and what we end up doing is unnecessary. Break free from the chains of obligation to do these things. Then, you will be able to do better at the necessary things and enjoy the sense of peace that Aurelius is talking about. Verse 6, directly confront your important tasks. Yes, you can. If you do everything as if it were the last thing you do in your life and stop living aimlessly, stop letting emotions override what reason dictates, stop being hypocritical, arrogant, irritable. Marcus Aurelius. All the crises, annoyances, and temptations we face today have their roots in the past. Therefore, we should heed the command that Aurelius set for himself in the days he struggled to maintain focus. Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, to do what is before you, with serious precision and genuine, gentle, voluntary, with justice. Aurelius learned to work long hours and sit still in silence from his stepfather. He never shied away from hard work or his most arduous tasks. He had work to do and did not complain about it. He said, do not let your complaints be heard, even by yourself. Shirking responsibility is easy. Complaining is also very easy. For us, both are as natural as breathing, but what good does it do anyone in the long run? Yes, raising your fist to the sky and venting frustration might feel liberating at the moment, but has it ever changed your circumstances for the better? Solved your problems or made you happier? Has procrastination ever made your life less stressful and more efficient? I'm willing to bet the answer is no. This is why we must follow Aurelius's lead and focus on the important tasks at hand. If we can win that battle first, the rest of the day will be much easier. 7. Creating a sense of urgency. Do not let yourself be distracted. You are not allowed to do so. Instead, as if you are dying right now, stop allowing your mind to become a slave, agitated by selfish urges, resisting fate and the present, and not trusting in the future. Marcus Aurelius, a maxim by author and historian Cyril Northcote Parkinson, states, work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Today we know this principle as Parkinson's law. Therefore, if you have 2 weeks to write a paper for school, it will take you 2 weeks. If you spend all Sunday cleaning the house, it will take all day. Without a time limit, it will drag on forever. It is only when we are pressed by a deadline that we stop procrastinating. We can take advantage of Parkinson's rule. The Stoics did just that. Memento mori, contemplating death, was their reminder. Remember that you are mortal. Remember that you are always driven by deadlines. Remember what Aurelius said. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This is not to cause panic, but to know what needs to be prioritized, to be humble, urgent, appreciative. It would be wonderful if there were no such thing as death, but we can also use death as a tool. We can use it as a motivation to propel us forward. We can use it as a reminder of what is truly important and to use our time appropriately. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Which habit are you going to tackle first? Share your insights in the comments below, and let's support each other in this journey of self-improvement. Together we can grow stronger and more serene, embodying the true spirit of Stoicism in our everyday lives. Remember, your Stoic journey is not just about learning, it's about living. So, take these lessons, apply them, and watch as your life transforms for the better.